Well, welcome back to the Belconnen Basketball Stadium for this round 3 clash between the hometown Canberra Gunners and the Basketball Australia Centre of Excellence here today as part of the 2021 Spalding Waratah 1 men's competition. David J in the commentating booth once again, getting you through these games, our third in a row, and joining me back to back came in last week at the last moment, brought some excellent insights. They've asked for him to come back. He's stained it okay for him to come back. He's felt you're all worthy for more of the commentating of the same. It is Andrew Coulter, mate. Welcome back.
Thanks, Davey. Good to be back, and really good game on our hands today. It's the Gunners boys played well last week, and the Centre of Excellence had a small little win over the Inner West Bulls by I think about 75. So it'll be a good matchup today.
Yeah, absolutely. Those games last week, the Canberra Gunners, as you mentioned, did win 84-63 over the Sutherland Sharks, and a good effort from them. But they certainly are up against it. The CoE, the Centre of Excellence men, some young up and comers, some great names in there, and some great names to mark down for the future. They had a big win over the Inner West Bulls, 116-41. But today's game is going to be pretty good. I think evenly matched. I think they'll like their chances heading into this one off the back of a 2-0 start for the first time in a long time, the Canberra Gunners.
Yeah, they'll certainly have some confidence after their first 2 wins, beating Bankstown and Sutherland last week pretty comfortably. But it's a different beast, the Centre of Excellence, that's for sure. They're the kind of guys, they train 5 days a week. They're well drilled, really athletic. And they'll stick to their game plan. They'll be hard to rattle, even though they're young. As I said last week, Gunners boys are going to have to be physical against them to, get them on the back foot a little bit. But these guys are good enough to withstand that. So the Gunners are going to have to be on their game, cut down the turnovers, make sure they box out and get the rebounds, and see if they can get into the transition game they did last week.
Yeah, absolutely. Last week you could probably say that they were on their game for 3/4 of the game. They were allowed to slacken off a little bit due to the nature of their lead. But going into this, they're not going to be able to take any shortcuts against this CoE team that is brimming with names of the future, including the ACT's very own Alex Tui. In a different outfit today, was part of the blue and gold last week in the ACT under-18 men's bronze medal winning team. A real key point for that. His teammates from that tournament are here on the sideline. I expect there's going to be plenty of noise for the fact that he's in Centre of Excellence colours.
Yeah, look, I think they'll still support Alex no matter what colours he's wearing. But looking down the Centre of Excellence team list, there are some names on there that you'll be looking at well into the future. Dyson Daniels is definitely on the NBA radar. Makes you feel old. I played against his dad way back when. So seeing him come through, Sam McKinnon's son, Max McKinnon, Rain Smith, who we saw in the Australian colours not too long ago against New Zealand, sort of put his name in front of scouts there, hitting a number of threes. So it's going to be a tough job for the Gunners today, containing these guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Run through the starting lineup for the Centre of Excellence. Plenty of names there that you did mention. Number 6, Rain Smith. Number 8, Patrick Ryan. Number 10, Bold Dingett. And number 11, Dyson Daniels. And number 14, David Okwera. Plenty of scoring and athleticism on that team. For the hometown team, it is number 12, Glenn Morrison. Sean Mills in 7. Mitch Brown in 21. Will Mayfield in 2. And they are joined by Arkesh Alia in 14. Bit of pressure early from the CoE. And this is to just stall the start of the game a little bit. A pretty good effort from the Gunners to get into good position through Alia. Finds Mills, hands it off. Bounce pass underneath the basket to Morrison. Morrison going at it. Unable to get that, and the CoE come away with it.
Yeah, we see the athleticism and the defensive intensity from the Centre of Excellence straight away. Always pressure on the ball. Hard to get those offensive rebounds that the Gunners did last week around around the tall timber of the Centre of Excellence.
Yeah, absolutely. Plenty of good matchups nice and early. Terms of height, big pass out from the CoE. The skids off the top of the rim. Good position. Draws the foul. Go to the charity stripe, perhaps.
That's another strength of the Centre of Excellence. Their guards are so athletic that you really got to make sure you box them out, otherwise they're going to get those offensive rebounds.
A couple of scoreboard issues there. Clock not stopped. I'll add that time back on.
Thought I was back coaching under 12s again, watching the clock run down.
Tick down. It's always good if we've got the ball in position at the end of the game to see it do that, but not a couple of seconds or minutes into the game. It's Dyson Daniels at the line. Had a good game last week in their big win over the Inner West Bulls. 18 points he scored. And already finding himself in good positions to get that rebound, that second look.
Still only young Dyson. He's been at the Centre of Excellence for a couple of years now, but he, as I said before, he's a guy you're going to have to watch into the future. He's a very calm and collected character on the court, very athletic, and just puts the ball in the right places and can get to the hoop when he wants to most of the time.
Ably supported in the front court there by Okwera and Dengit. Building up nicely. No points on the board. The first points of the game coming courtesy of the charity stripe. As we mentioned, it is Daniels at the line. It's the first one. They're on the board.
Sure, we'll see some extended pressure here from the Centre of Excellence if he makes this one.
Makes the second one there. Start matching up and trying to find their players early. Plenty of pressure on Mills. Assisted with Brown. 1-2 between the guards. Just a little bit loose there on the ball back to Mills and Brown. CoE able to progress it nice and easily. As Daniels to take on the players, finds the open player. Then he shuffles his feet a little bit there.
Down the other end, there was the turnovers that I was talking about, the lazy, casual kind of turnovers that Gunners have to try and cut down on to make sure they maximise all their possessions and can get some points on the board.
Yeah, something might be in the water today. The preceding match to this one, the Canberra Nationals, they were just not as crisp as they'd like to have been with their passing, and hopefully it doesn't continue through. As Glenn Morrison drives to the basket, looking to take on and exploit his size. Gets to go to the line.
They did that well last week as the Gunners getting the ball inside to Glenn, so they'll need that a lot more today. Be interesting to see how Will Mayfield goes again today. His first couple of weeks he's been so much bigger and stronger and more athletic than his opponents. Today he's going to come against guys who are pretty similar to him, if not more athletic.
Yeah, absolutely. Took him a little while to get into the game last week, so I'm sure Coach Herrick will be wanting him to get his hands on the ball nice and early. As Morrison makes the second of those free throws. They trail by 1 point, 1 point to 2. Good position there. They'll like their chances nice and early if they can match them early. It'll give the Gunners plenty of confidence heading into the game. As Morrison looks to bring it round, finds Mills. Defensive switch, a couple of players collapse on him there, gets back to Morrison. Post in as 3 players look to shut him down. Rakesh Ali, that second point of attack. Does a good job of getting that basket from Morrison and putting it in.
Really nice job there by the Gunners. The Centre of Excellence is going to switch everything on defence, so the Gunners are going to have to make sure they take advantage of the big, small mismatches that they get down low, as we see Dyson Daniels with a crafty little glide to the basket.
Mills looking to find Mayfield at the top of the key. Makes some space, clear it out, finds Brown inside to Morrison again. And it seems to be their go-to play at the moment. Funneling the ball into the bigs, Canberra Nationals. Morrison able to hold out his player, but shooting from downtown.
Patrick Ryan with a nice 3 there.
Oh, hits it back, Mayfield. Good start to the game, 7-6 in favour of the Centre of Excellence. And Daniels holding the play to Aquera to Dingbit. Good match up down low now. Keshalier just making it hard for Aquera to find his range.
A great pass by Dyson Daniels there, but a good job by Akesh to contest that shot.
Subs early for the CoE.
don't lose any height when they sub.
No, exactly.
Big Harry's he's a big bopper. He's a outback Western Australia, I believe, and looks like a farmer, and he's as strong as an ox.
Yeah, exactly. Good physique there. Again, maturing well in the gym at his age. Unable to do much about that from Glenn Morrison at the top of the key. Eight-7, the Gunners lead by that single point. Mayfield, it's a rebound, brings it down court. Looks to take on the defence on his own. Get some help from Morrison and Brown. The Mills inside to Morrison again. And looking to get Harry Wessels in some trouble early, but CoE able to come away without a foul. The Gunners get the possession in a good position here. We're just under 6 minutes remaining.
Yeah, pretty even contest so far. The Gunners have done a good job of making sure the Centre of Excellence should contested shots, which they're going to need to do all game to make sure they keep the game as close as possible. Jalen Galloway's just checked into the game for the Centre of Excellence. Guy who's been through high school in the US. His mum born in Victoria, and she's brought him over here rather than him going through the college system. Tyrese Proctor also into the game, who we saw playing for New South Wales against the ACT boys last week.
Just a few matter of fingertips in that one. Could have gone either way on that regard.
Yeah, Mitch doing a good job getting to the hoop. It's going to be a tough in there amongst the tall timber tonight, but he's going to have to look for the bigs when he gets to the hoop.
They're matching up pretty well at the moment. Sean Mills has work cut out, trying to keep Daniels in check. Goes inside to Wessels. Wessels v Morrison. Just did enough to keep him away, push him into that zone where it was a little bit harder for him to make that shot. Mitch Brown didn't have a big game last week on the score end, but I tell you what, I think he amassed about 6 or 7 assists there, so he's certainly helping out on the other ends.
Yeah, they're not going to look to Mitch for his scoring this year, but he needs to make sure he controls the tempo of the game and gets the bigs involved and gets the people where they need to be.
Subs called. Ian Morrison coming in for the Gunners. No doubt see the ball in his hands as well if they continue to employ the same game plan against the CoE, that inside presence. He certainly knows how to find his way to the basket. Recent trip to the masseuse, bit of cupping there, I think. On Morrison, I hope so anyway. If not, go get that checked out. Daniels against Mills, should be a good contest all game. Got his work cut out there, Sean Mills. But you mentioned earlier, Andrew, that it's great to see some of the young players from the Centre of Excellence get that opportunity with the qualifier and playing for Australia. That's a great opportunity for some players who are so young and just really embarking on that elite pathway.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a massive thing for these guys. And speaking to a couple of them, they were, they weren't overawed. It was just a great experience for them, and they did a great job in a really crucial match for Australia.
Well short there. Direction was right, but the distance not so good there for Daniels. But again, it's something, an occasion like that, an opportunity where you're playing in that elite senior men's for your national team. How do you bring that back? How do you translate your experiences as a player who's been there for the first time? How do you bring that back to your own team to sort of say, well, hey, this is what we did. Look, here's some good ideas, without it being, sort of saying, hey, look at me, I'm an Australian rep type, situation.
Yeah, I think it's confidence for most of them. I mean, they were coached under Adam Capehorn, who coaches them here as well. So there wasn't a whole lot more to learn. They were taking the same stuff they were doing, which I think made the transition for a lot of those guys a whole lot easier. So I think it's confidence they bring back. New Zealand had a reasonable team. They had some guys who, Mika Vakona, who's played NBL for God knows how long, and is a beast of a man. Playing against guys like that, playing against that kind of physicality sort of, prepares them for what's down the line for them, I think.
Yeah, exactly. Really good opportunity. Again, if anything, the fact that you're in the history books and you have that green and gold singlet and uniform in your cupboard, that's inspiration enough to make your dreams come true.
Absolutely. Can't take that away from now.
Yeah, fantastic effort there by those players that were selected. And all the players from across all the programs that have been selected for representative honours that have been and to come. I tell you what, it is a great opportunity, and I hope you enjoyed all of it. Delicately poised. It's the longest time. The Gunners have been in the lead. We'll take it.
We'll take it, all right.
They do lead by the single point, 8 points to 7 over the Centre of Excellence. A nice athleticism there from Mayfield. Keep it in the front court. It's Mills and Brown look to combine on the outside, try and unlock the Gunners' offence. Bit of attention there as it gets to Morrison, shoots over the top and banks it off the glass.
Yeah, not a great offensive set there, but they got the points on the board, so you can't ask much more than that.
Yeah, exactly. You see number 18, Alex Tui, as you mentioned, was playing with that under-18s men's team last week for the ACT. Came home with a bronze medal, finds himself in the all-white, pretty much, of the Centre of Excellence. He's a player that a lot of these guys would have had to go at training in various different times. They know what he's capable of, know that his future is extremely bright as well.
Yeah, most of these guys will know Ali trained with us a few times last season, towards the start of the season when we were getting ready to play. Did a great job, so he's definitely got a bright future.
A lot of them play in the ACT Premier League as well. Brady Doran also on for the Gunners. Kicks it back out to Mayfield. Mayfield finds a Keshalia. Able to get that one to sink in the high arc. Stewie brings it down court. Finds that.
Jalen Galloway.
Yeah, Galloway there. Still in. Gunners maintain possession. Mayfield hard at it. Alid just unable to draw it in. But Mayfield again finds himself surrounded by tall timber.
Yeah, great help defence by the Centre of Excellence. I think Will thought he had him beat there, and the defence came across and put a stop to that. They're just so long, long arms, long bodies. Just constant pressure. It's hard to play against.
Yeah, absolutely. 17 drains another 3. Jalen Galloway. Big timeout called.
So hard to prepare to play against the Centre of Excellence. You don't see it, this kind of tempo and this kind of intensity in any other team they play against. And It's hard to replicate that at training. So when you come out here and it's very different and you're not used to it, and that's why we see the turnovers and the struggles to get the ball down the court.
Yeah, exactly. You've seen it there. In weeks gone by, maybe they wouldn't have had that second or third or even fourth effort on the defensive end, the CEO, but they go all the way until the ball's either in their hand or out of play.
Yeah, that's right. And the Gunners, as I said at the start of the game, the Gunners last week and the week before cashed in on offensive rebounding opportunities and were able to get some cheap points through that. Tonight, they're just not going to get that. The Centre of Excellence boys are so tall, and they'll make sure they get on any loose ball.
Yeah, you've got to be clinical throughout the game. Can't rest on your laurels, as it were. And have certainly got to come up with different looks, different situations to counteract the professionality and the experience on court of the CoE. Delicately poised, though, here at the Belconnen Basketball Stadium. Just over 3 minutes remaining in this quarter. It is the CoE leading 15 points to 10. Gunners are just having a bit of a check there to make sure they're falling into place. Another good crowd here. experience this on a Saturday, busy Saturday right across the ACT region. Morrison finds Mayfield at the top, looks to drive in, creates some space, uses his body well, banks 2 points there.
Yeah, great take there by Will, using all his physicality to muscle his way to the hoop.
Oh, just a late foul there from Doran. As Dengett goes to the line. Good effort there. Slow down the momentum. Can't really allow the CoE to get on that roll, can you? Because they'll lead up 10, 12 points super easily if they're given the opportunity.
Yeah, we saw Gunners get ahead 10-7, and before we knew it, Centre of Excellence have put on 8 quick points, and all of a sudden, you're down 5 points. So, you got to stop those runs and make sure you got to slow the tempo down a little bit.
Back into it, high pressure, and the CoE's paid off.
Yeah, more pressure off the floor, and Mitch finding that a little bit difficult to deal with.
And Tyrese Proctor, nice and high for the CoE on that defensive end. Puts him in a great position. So the sub comes in for the Gunners. Alex Archer, solid member of the Academy side, the Gunners Academy side, and the Gunners. Getting in nice and early. Nice work from Morrison there, just shuts off the avenue to Dengett. It's it out to Tui though, he doesn't miss, he knows these courts pretty well.
Yeah, the Centre of Excellence doing a great job at the moment, penetrating, ditching to their perimeter shooters.
It's intercepted on the way there to Morrison, gets it though. Extra step, tries to shoot over Dengett. Proctor quick on the offense. And Max McKinnon, plenty of pressure on him.
Yeah, good job that time by the Gunners, forcing Max McKinnon to the baseline and making him turn it over. See some more pressure up the floor here. They had a true point guard on the floor at the moment, the Gunners, with Alex Archer and Brodie Doran taking on the ball handling responsibilities.
Using the screen well there from Morrison. Mayfield drives and attacks again. Just unable to pull it down, but Morrison tries to put it back in. Unsuccessful. Draws the foul from Dengett. It's not a bad matchup there for them, the experience of Ian Morrison.
Will's doing a really good job at the moment. Penetrating and getting to the basket. Couldn't make that one, but Ian Morrison was there to clean it up for him.
That Lassie comes on for Arkesh Alia. Again, speaking of wiles and veteran smarts, he's going to have to use all his tricks in the trade.
Yeah, another guy who can use his physicality to get to the basket and hopefully get some offensive rebounds and put a bit of pressure on defensively as well.
Morrison makes that one. Brings the lead to 6 points. Centre of Excellence low. Centre of Excellence though in front, 20-14. Just over 90 seconds, or just under 90 seconds remaining in this quarter. McKinnon looks for help, finds Galloway. Draws the foul from Mayfield. Under the line.
Yeah, it looked like a bit of a soft foul, but when you put your hands in the cookie jar like that, you often get caught, and it's an easy one for the referees to call. They've done a good job on defence at times, so to give up 2 free throws, I don't think Pete Herrick will be too happy with that.
Exactly. So they're asking the referees what the call was. It's worked out okay. He's missed the first one. He gets the second one. Lead by 7 now. So they make some changes themselves. Ray Smith coming back in. Daniels. It's Archer and Doran bringing the ball down court. Inside to Morrison. Again, just finds himself in a little bit too much coverage there. The ball turned over. Centre of Excellence brings back. Proctor, using Smith. McKinnon, good hands. He's in good position there. Did well, McKinnon, to get that one.
Yeah, it's just trying to match the intensity of the centre of excellence at the moment. They're moving the ball well, penetrating well, crashing the offensive glass. So Gunners have to play 24 seconds of the shot clock every time down. It makes it pretty tough to play.
Yeah, a lot of good passing there from the CoE. Just managing that extra one each time to find the open player. It's paid off on that occasion. He gets the second one. Archer looks to head down that channel. That's Mayfield. Mayfield finds Doran. Doran just off on that occasion.
Trying to get a quick shot to go 2 for 1 there. See if that works out for the Gunners. Missed the first one, but see if they can get one back.
Nice hands there from Mayfield to Archer. Archer to Doran. Nice teamwork there. It all come off the effort of Will Mayfield chasing after that ball on the ground.
That's exactly what the Gunners need from Will Mayfield to match the intensity of the centre of excellence. Did a really good job there, diving on the loose ball.
Archer, good rebound. That's the end of the quarter. Drawn it into within a couple, 6 points. Canberra Gunners trail the centre of excellence. It's been a pretty good effort for both teams across the board. Just conferring.
There was a foul call at the end. I'm not sure whether they're going to put any time back on the clock.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it. So we'll jump into it. But yeah, not a bad effort from the hometown team in terms of the defensive end. Kept to within 22 points for that one. Maintained a pretty good scoring clip themselves with 16. A little bit more work to do on just that Christmas of passes early.
Yeah, their focus in the first couple of weeks has been pumping the ball inside. That's not their strength. I mean, they've probably got still a little bit of size advantage against the centre of excellence, but they're just so long, and their help defence is always ready to help out. So the Gunners are going to have to find some different ways to score, and we saw them last week when they started flowing and their defence started working for them and they got transition baskets. They're going to need a lot of those tonight, but it's going to be difficult against this centre of excellence.
Yeah, and certainly well conditioned as well. They're looking pretty fit, the centre of excellence, in terms of their cardio capacity, and as we've seen early in the quarter as well, not afraid to run it either, and getting 3, 4, even 5 guys down there on the defensive end.
Yeah, to be young again, hey Davey.
Exactly, mate.
the energy with these guys just never seems to run out, and when guys get tired, they sub in someone with just as much energy and enthusiasm. So they're really tough to play against, as I keep saying. I mean, we saw the Gunners at the start. They controlled the tempo. They made the centre of excellence shoot some contested shots, and were able to rebound out of those and push it down the other end. They're going to need to do that more, and we saw the defensive intensity dropped off a little bit. The centre of excellence hit a couple of open jumpers, and they got flowing a little bit. So they're going to have to go back to controlling the game a little bit more.
Yeah, absolutely. Stats leaders for that first quarter on 7 points for the CoE, Jalen Galloway, and ably assisted by the captain Dyson Daniels with 6 at the moment. For the Canberra Gunners, it is Will Mayfield with 5 leading the way, and Ian Morrison with 4. As you mentioned, need to get a few more looks and a few more scoring options. Hopefully this quarter will start opening up for them. They'll be having some occasions to shoot those threes a little bit more, play to some of the strengths of those players like your Alex Archers, your Brody Dorans, but also still maintaining that inside presence for the Gunners.
Yeah, absolutely. That inside presence will open up a little bit if they can start hitting some outside shots. At the moment, they haven't really. They've only taken a couple, and I'm not sure they've made. With their 1 of 4 from 3-point line at the moment. So if they can make a couple of those and get the centre of excellence to shift their defence out into the perimeter, the inside will open up a little bit for them.
Yeah, absolutely. Back into it here at the Belconnen Basketball Stadium. It is our Anzac Day long weekend doubleheader. This is game 2 today. Round 3 of the 2021 Waratah 1 men's competition. CoE Centre of Excellence are leading the hometown Gunners 22-16. Daniels again looks to take on Alex Archer. Don't mind his chances there. Doesn't give away too much in terms of height or size, Archer. But I tell you what, that length and quickness.
Yeah, he's just so long, Dyson Daniels, and he's so athletic that you think you might have him, and he just goes up over the top of you.
Yeah, great vertical leap there. Nice pass on the inside. Wessels called for the goaltend.
Yeah, nice play out of quarter time there for the Gunners. A little backdoor play for Brodie Doran, and Pietro delivered the pass right on the money and didn't make it, but a goaltend counts the points anyway. Yeah,
good effort there. We're not going to die wondering, that's for sure. The Gunners, they really like their chances at the moment. Not overawed. And they're working hard together. Doran drops back to the top of the key for that rebound, hands it off to Alex Archer. Getting good minutes in this first half. Alex Archer.
Yeah, he did a pretty good job, and his length will help here against the Centre of Excellence. Not a noted ball carrier, but he's done a pretty good job so far.
Doran winds his way through traffic. To Morrison. Morrison stripped by Wessels. And Daniels cutting through. Finds himself in a good spot for the stuff.
Yeah, we see there, down the other end, Glenn's been able to get away with that over the last couple of weeks, being able to power and shoot over the top of players. Not today, though. And down the other end, Dyson Daniels with another offensive rebound and an emphatic stuff.
Nice shot there from outside for Mayfield. Got there eventually.
Yeah, it's not how, it's just how many.
Back out to Claire at the top. Head fake, drives through. And a big right-hander over Badalassi. Did that with ease in the end.
Just looks so easy. Lazy defense there by Will, trying to reach around the back to get the steal, and he needs to be a little bit more switched on with his defense today, and a little needs not to go for those steals and give up those layups. Nice shot there from Brodie to knock down at a three.
Yeah, Brodie Doran. Very good on the outside arc. Nice big three though. Keeps them within 4 points. 28-24.
That's what we spoke about, Davey, that they need to hit those perimeter shots to make sure that it opens up the inside for them. So we'll see if the Centre of Excellence make any changes here. But yeah, the Gunners are doing a good job staying in the game.
Yeah, absolutely. Coming out of that break, that short break, first quarter, maintain the pressure, getting some good points as they start this second quarter. It's only a couple of minutes into it, but it's poised very nicely for both teams here to win it or to maintain the pressure. And lots of high-fiving and cheering from the bench over there. So they're starting to sense that the Gunners are pretty confident going into this. They know what they're up against. They know what they need to do. They're listening to Coach Herrick, and they're able to employ it.
Yeah, they've done a pretty good job so far, and I think that bench presence is important. Make sure everyone stays involved, and there's always been a little bit of rivalry between the Gunners and the Centre of Excellence over the years. So it's good to hopefully revive the rivalry a little bit. If the game can stay close, and it'll be good.
Yeah, with your history with the Gunners as a player and assistant coach, is it a game that you circle nice and early on the agenda to sort of say, hey, look, this is our crosstown rivals. They're the best of the best. They're getting everything there. Sometimes it's the haves versus the have-nots to a degree. Do you use that as motivation as, hey, look, we've really got to take it to these guys nice and early?
Yeah, absolutely. It's always been a test, and I've played for the ALS myself, so it's always, in the back of your mind, you always want to play, beat the team that you once played for. Mm-hmm. And it certainly let you know where you are when you play against them. Nice play out of the timeout there for the Centre of Excellence. Rain Smith hits a three, but cancelled as there was an illegal screen.
Well, it counts as good as a stop there for the Gunners to bring it within only a handful of points. They can convert on this occasion, but CoE, plenty of defensive pressure nice and high on the court, as that one's just pushed over the fingertips of Brodie Doran there.
Yeah, seen Sean Mills and Jack Bartholomew come into the game Struggled straight away against the press, so I'm sure we'll see plenty more of that pressure against these two in the backcourt.
And working well together as well, the CoE, almost in unison, the two guards. Finds that big player inside.
Yeah, good help defence there from Brody. I think he got away with one, but it looked like a foul from this angle.
Yeah.
Big Harry Wessels will go to the line to shoot too.
Exactly. You just know that Brody Doran will be counting that as a block as opposed to a foul on the much taller Wessels. He come in late and swooped and got plenty of the ball. Unfortunately, plenty of Harry as well. This is that second one. And we get their hands on the rebound. Holds it to within 5. There's Doran. Almost the right idea. Found himself in plenty of space. Again, the movement from the CoE. Quick. Aquera able to bring that ball down as quick as a guard. And he started in the centre position at the start of the game.
Yeah, I don't think the Gunners want to get into a run and gun style of play against the centre of excellence. We saw a quick shot from there from Brody, and that's what the pressure's trying to do, trying to force those quick shots. That's the style that centre of excellence want to play.
But Lassie kicks it out to Doran, finds that one. See a couple now from downtown.
Yeah, much better job there from the Gunners with a much more patient offence. Bit of penetration, a couple of passes and found Brody wide open.
And trailed by 2 points here at Belconnen. As Mills was able to get in between, finds Doran again. Bounce past the Badalassi. Just off the glass. Come away with it, CoE. Finds Aquera again. Doesn't take much to find himself in open space. Bartholomew's keeping it away, waiting for his teammates to come down. Joining in that front court is Mills. Hands it out to his left. Doran finds Morrison. Top there.
Yeah, it didn't go down, but that's not a bad look from the Gunners. A little short mid-range jumper for Glenn. He's made that over the last few weeks, so it's not a bad look.
Yeah, plenty of space at the top there for him as well to line it up. No doubt that'll start falling the more they try it. Too easy. He muffed that one. He's looking to get on the highlights reel, but he might be on there for the wrong reasons.
Yeah, he got past Pietro pretty easily there, but made it very hard for himself trying to cock that ball straight right back.
Unfortunately, Mills would have liked to have got that one just to draw it a little bit closer. Stalling a little bit there, the CoE, as they're trying to find open players. Rebounds from Morrison.
Done a really good job on Rain Smith so far. I'm sure he would have been on their scout, just a knockdown shooter. They've done a good job to make sure he shoots contested shots and not get too many open looks at all.
Yeah, put the clamps on Smith early. Badalassi going to shoot over. Aquera. And Glenn Morrison.
Yeah, not a great offense, and you'll get that a lot against the centre of excellence. They like to push you out of what you want to do, force you around the other way of screens. But really good job by Glenn getting on the offensive glass and putting it back in with the foul.
Yeah, absolutely. Locks it up here, 29 apiece. Goes to the line. Trying to add the extras. He's joined on court by Kesha Lear in 14. That bounces in for Morrison. Take the lead again, just by the single point, the Gunners. 30-29, just over 4 minutes remaining in this half. As Mills comes away with the rebound. Pressing pretty high again. Forcing the Gunners to move the ball around. Finds Bartholomew's in open space and drains that one.
That really good offense again by the Gunners, pushing the ball inside, finding Jack Bartholomew wide open on the opposite side.
A little mini run there by the Gunners.
Gunners back in the lead by 4.
Yeah. Let that go. Could be a little bit more as well. Just Galloway just a little bit wide on that occasion.
It wasn't a bad move by Jalen Galloway. He'd already hit a couple of threes, so not a bad look, but a little short.
Timeout called by the CoE, just trying to take some of that air out of that resurgence by the Gunners. Not too bad, a couple of points there, swings. They were a little bit ugly in terms of points and getting there. But like you've been saying, it doesn't matter how you get them, as long as you get them, find themselves a couple of points up.
Yeah, exactly right, and I'm sure we'll see some changes here from the Centre of Excellence. Adam Capeborn's been coaching here and he's been around for a long time, so I'm sure he'll have something up his sleeve to change the tempo a little bit and make sure the Centre of Excellence get back on track.
Yeah, looking pretty good at the moment. Most of their star players doing what they've got to do. Some of the lesser lights starting to get some time on the court as well. Harry Wessels, he's had a big presence, hasn't scored too many points for the team, but I tell you what, his size is certainly making it, a gateway of either yay or nay inside for the Gunners to exploit.
Yeah, he's definitely had a presence on the defensive end, and we saw this last week as well, Davey. That once the Gunners' defense started to get, pick up and they started to get some stops, their offense started flowing better.
Yep.
That's what we've seen here. They've held the Centre of Excellence to just 7 points in 6.5 minutes, and as a result, they've piled on 17 points. So that's been a big difference so far, I think. I think we'll see the Centre of Excellence trying to slow their offense down a little bit.
Yep.
And try and go back inside, I think.
Back onto the action here at Belconnen Basketball Stadium. Sean Mills using his pace, trying to get past Galloway. He's stuck with him all the way down court there. Morrison looks to go inside with his own stuff over Aquera.
Again, a nice play out of the timeout. Glenn Morrison getting to the hoop and throwing it down. Little swing on the ring to make sure he didn't land on anybody.
So it kicks it out to 6 points, the lead. Brimming with a bit of confidence now. Got the CoE on the back foot somewhat. Hasn't been able to score in the last minute or two. Had all the answers defensively. Shane Smith from downtown bounces off the rim, and again Morrison going to work inside.
Yeah, nice job again on the defensive end by the Gunners. Rain Smith can definitely hit that, but good job contesting it and making him shoot from long range.
A good pass there from Bartholomew's over to Mills. Mills inside. Just doesn't fall for Bartholomew's when he gets it back to Morrison.
A transition offense there by the Centre of Excellence ending in Galloway's hands.
Yeah, going back to what they do best, running that transition game and getting easy points. Gunners have got to make sure they stay switched on at that end. There's Morrison, nice touch.
Yeah, nice job again by Glenn using his physicality to muscle his way in there.
Yeah, good touch there. Bartholomew's just called for the hands there.
Yeah, Jack doing the right thing, trying to fight over the screen there, but got a little bit too close.
They find themselves in a good position here. Just over 2 minutes remaining in this half for the Canberra Gunners. They lead by 6 points over the CoE. CoE will have to start thinking about how they get on top. If it drifts any further, you would think there might be some more changes. Not too bad off the hands there from Galloway, but just again unable to convert. It's been all blue and gold the last few minutes.
Yeah, still picking away from outside, both teams. I thought the Centre of Excellence might have tried to push the ball inside a little bit more, but defense has been pretty good from the Gunners.
Sub made for the CoE.
Yeah, Max McKinnon coming back in for Rain Smith.
Gone for their taller lineup with Aquera, Dengett, Galloway, Proctor, McKinnon, Centre of Excellence. Bad line up there, plenty of height, plenty of length, plenty of speed, plenty of size. Mills looks to get past two defenders, kicks it back out to Mayfield. And Glenn Morrison Putting a lone hand down there. Able to come away with it.
Yeah, again, not a bad offense, and I think it was Glenn down there doing a good job fighting against 3 guys, and ends up getting the ball for the Gunners.
Really strong. Brown kicks it into Mayfield. Fake shot, bounces in. Eventually, nice work by Mayfield.
A nice soft touch on the ring there.
39-31, just under 90 seconds remaining in this half. Had to work pretty hard to find that player and ding it down under the basket there. Where it's spinning around like a top.
That's what expecting from the centre of excellence, to get the ball inside and make the most of their athleticism and their size down there.
Doran back in. He makes the first one. The second one just rims out. Morrison's able to get it. Trail by 7. Centre of excellence. I'd be surprised if it's the first time that they've trailed by so much this season. Mitch Brown gets through from the wing there.
Yeah, we see that offense again. There's a bit of penetration. Roddy's able to find Mitch in the corner.
And
again.
Yeah. Got all the answers at the moment. Real momentum behind the Gunners. They lead by 10 heading into the long break. Just under a minute remaining. Mitch Brown stumbles.
Yeah, but unfortunately, Mitch lost his feet. Did a good job to stay on it and gets the ball back for the Gunners.
Here comes possession. Leading by 10. Good position for the hometown Gunners. Brown fires it across. Doran outside. And stroking it nicely from out beyond the arc. The best part of the first half. Proctor looks to penetrate. Oh, nice defensive effort there from Morrison. Missed him on the first go up. It gets him on the way back.
Yeah, again, the defence and the Gunners are able to flow out into some transition, and Will did a good job to muscle his way through the middle. Picked up a foul.
Morrison's back into it to try and counter some of that inside presence that Morrison brings to the game for the Gunners.
Dyson Daniels comes back in for Jalen Galloway, maybe? Nope, Proctor.
Mayfield gets around the defence. Makes it look easy there with people hanging off him. Yeah, adds another 2 points. 12 points is the lead for the Canberra Gunners. Just under 15 seconds remaining.
Yeah, nice screen there by Glenn. Get Will open.
The scoring's dried up a little bit for the CoE late in this second quarter. Almost from downtown.
It's been that kind of half. You kind of half expect that one to go in, but it's a pretty impressive half by the Gunners to take a 12-point lead.
Yeah, absolutely. Looking pretty good there late in that quarter. Come over the top. They reduced their deficit and have skipped out to a decent lead. Centre of excellence, as we mentioned, their point scoring looked pretty good. They were doing it with ease early on in the game, but late into that second quarter, Andrew dried up a little bit, and that intensity of the Gunners' defence really had a lot to do with that.
Yeah, they're really usually so poised, the centre of excellence boys, but they looked a bit rattled there, and we saw some casual, lazy kind of turnovers, trying to dribble into defence, and that allowed the Gunners to get out and run a little bit. And we spoke about it quarter time about the Gunners being able to hit some outside perimeter shots. That kind of started to happen for them, and then that opened up the inside. So they had a really good mix of inside and outside points.
Yeah. As we can see here, plenty of people giving recognition and rounds of applause to the under-18s who won a bronze medal. We spoke about it last week. It was a massive effort, and this week it is a great way to recognise in front of our hometown team here. Really good effort. I heard you talking to assistant coach and former teammate and colleague Andrew Rice about it and the experience. Just unbelievable. The guys still not quite men, as you can see, as some of them looking a little bit embarrassed out there. But I tell you what, deserving of all of the accolades that have come their way.
Yeah, they had a really good week, and they did really well in under 16s, and they carried that on into under 18s. Ricey said they lost some games they probably should have won, which could have gone a little bit further, but they ended up losing to Western Australia Metro in the semi-final, who ended up winning the whole thing. So they did a really good job, and having Ricey there as an assistant coach and Deb Cook, who's got plenty of experience as well to guide them, definitely helped.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll be looking for many of those names and faces to filter through into the top team in years to come. We'll run through some stats here and stat leaders for you before we take a quick break from the Belconnen Basketball Stadium. For the visiting, well, as much as a couple of kilometres away is the visiting team, the Centre of Excellence, the CoE. It is Dyson Daniels leading the way for them on the scoreboard with 10 points, ably assisted by Jalen Galloway. Didn't start the game, but it certainly contributed plenty with 9 points for him. And for the Canberra Gunners, Will Mayfield, well, the leading focal point of the Gunners attack, doing his job nicely. 12 points already in this half, but ably assisted by 10 points from Brody Doran and 10 points and 5 rebounds from Glenn Morris. And no doubt both of those players, all three of those players, will be looking to add to their totals throughout the next half of the game.
Yeah, absolutely. Will's going to be their sort of focus throughout the season to get the points on the board for them, but he's got to have some support. So it's good to see Glenn and Brody chipping in there as well. And there's a few other players who have hit the scoreboard as well, and that's what they're going to need, some scoring across the board, so that when the defence focuses on Will, or when the defence focuses on Glenn, they've got other guys who can step up and hit that shot and open up the offence again.
Yeah, absolutely. We will take a quick break so you can go and grab something to eat, something to drink, and come back and join us for the second half. But before we do, we'd like to thank our sponsors. Spalding, they are the naming rights sponsor and the official ball sponsor for the 2021 Spalding Waratah League. So you can't play the game without a ball, and I tell you what, Spalding do a fantastic job in bringing you the best balls to play with. Athlete is the apparel sponsor for the elite programs here at Basketball ACT, and we'd also like to thank Club Lime. They're proud sponsors of Basketball ACT's elite programs. You can stay fit this winter with Club Lime. You can head to clublime.com.au to find a gym or a gym program that suits you. It is the hometown Gunners in the lead by, well, a handful of points. It is 44-32 against the Centre of Excellence. We'll be back, Davey J and Andrew Coulter, very shortly for all of the action of the second half. Well, back into the action here at the Belconnen Basketball Stadium. It's Davey J in the commentary booth. It is the Canberra Gunners, the hometown team, in front of the Centre of Excellence by 12 points, 44 to 32. Joined in the commentary booth by former assistant coach and player of the Canberra Gunners, Andrew Coulter. Coults, lots to like for the Gunners there in that first half against a team that, basically hit the cricket scoreboard last week against the Inner West Bulls. A bit of a different game for them to come up against.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not sure whether they got a little bit of too much confidence from last week, but a few key stats, just looking at the stat sheet here. Only 4 turnovers in the first half for the Gunners, which has been really important, to 11 assists. And 18 points in the paint to the CoE's 10, which is, I kind of thought that may have gone the other way, and Centre of Excellence only had 4 assists in that first half, so probably shows they're not moving the ball as much and maybe relying on a little bit more one-on-one stuff, so we'll see if that changes in the second half.
Yeah, 12 points isn't a massive lead for the talent or the calibre of talent on this CoE team to plug away, but the Gunners must like their chances. Double-figure lead over such an impressive team. They would have gone into that break pretty excited with where they're standing.
Yeah, Gunners doing a really good job on the glass as well. I think it was 26 to 18 on the rebound count at half time. That's going to be key for the Gunners as well.
Yeah, absolutely. They come away with the ball there. Good effort from the blue and gold. Bounces around both sides of the ring, but falls ultimately for Glenn Morrison at another 2 points. Skips out to 14 points. And another intercept there. And again, continuing their recent form in the late in that second quarter to deny the CoE points. And again, mini run, more of the same.
Yeah, they're just rolling at the moment, the Gunners. They're playing really good defence, and as I keep saying, their defence just leads into good offence.
Skips out to 17-point there. Lead to the hometown team. Just over the line there. Smith's drawn the foul.
Yeah, Mitch was a little bit slow on that closeout and ended up collecting him on the way through.
Lightning fast spin there. Daniels will shoot over it. Good vertical leap, that young man.
Yeah, I think the Centre of Excellence are going to look at that matchup a bit, trying to isolate Daniels against Mills.
Mayfield unsuccessful on that occasion. Drove hard for the basket. Was able to skip it out to Brown.
Yeah, an open shot, and after hitting one just before, he probably thought it wasn't a bad shot to take.
He'll work hard on the defensive end. Gunners, again, Brown. Finds himself on the back foot from that spinning move from Daniels. But it's Wessels who comes away with the foul.
Yeah, we see there Daniels making a nice move, drawing the help and allowing Big Harry to hit the offensive glass and get the basket and the foul.
Yeah, just got to keep an eye on those second and third looks from the CoE big men. A good job up until this point, containing them, closing those avenues down. Still hold a 7-point lead, 5-point, what is it? That's a 13-point lead. And that's never my strong suit. Mayfield has a shot from downtown. Morrison wants it out of it by Wessels.
A tough shot there from Will. I'm not sure that's what they would have wanted, but see if they can get a stop down the other end.
Daniels inside to Wessels.
Great pass there by Daniels. Wessels rolling to the basket. And already we see a few extra points in the paint for the Centre of Excellence.
Yeah, combining well, Wessels and Daniels together to try and claw it back. There's only 11 points now, but last few times down the court, they've been the focus for the CoE. Try and draw that lead back. Gunners had to do a little bit of work on the defensive end. A couple of times they've been caught with the wrong-heighted player, let's put it that way, on their big men as they've come through.
Been a bit of game of runs at the moment as well. We saw the start the quarter, the Gunners got a couple of stops and then converted at the other end. And now we see the other way, Centre of Excellence getting some stops and getting some easy baskets.
Yeah, big day here today at the Belconnen Basketball Stadium. Again, it is only the 2 games. We've been, fortunate to have a couple of quadruple headers to kick off the season. And I tell you what, after so many games early, feels like we've only been here for a few minutes and we've already seen a game happen. So it's been a couple of good games here already, with the Nationals taking on the Centre of Excellence earlier in the F1 or the W1 women's competition. And this game certainly living up to expectation. Certainly had a bit of a wall, as it were, the CoE, in terms of scoring points with ease. Last week they did it pretty easily if the scoreboard was anything to go by over there in their win against the Inner West Bulls. But again, a step up in class here. Really good game for both teams to know where they are in this competition in this season for 2021.
Yeah, we'll see what changes the Gunners come up with here out of the timeout. Both coaches have done well so far, with their timeouts and to change the game up when they need to.
High defensive effort there from the CoE as Aguera started at centre, guards one of the guards. Plenty of versatility for the team in white. As Mayfield looks to make some space using Glenn Morrison as a screen. Has a look himself but unable to fall. Aguera make some space. Moving Aaliyah around the court. It's Mayfield, but it's the foul recorded against him.
So Will reaching in again, needs to be a bit more solid, trying to stay in front.
So something that's been said over the last couple of weeks. He's just really got to watch those around the back try and steals and all of those kind of things. Just a little bit loose and real discipline with his hands. It pays off 80% of the time, but we're highlighting it. It might be something that he needs to be a bit more wary of.
Yeah, we'll see what the Gunners have this time down on offense. It'll be good to see them get Glenn involved after Will's had a few touches this quarter already.
Some good eyebrow action there from Mitch Brown. Trying to get the ball down deep into Morrison. Mayfield doing well. Pitch call for a double dribble on that occasion. And again, the defensive game from the CoE is lifted just a little bit as we just over 6.5 in this quarter, trying to draw it back in.
Yeah, we see the Gunners a little bit more rush with that pick-up of intensity on the defensive end by the Centre of Excellence, so they need to make sure they calm that down, and as I said, they need to go back to getting the ball inside, a bit of penetration. As we see the Centre of Excellence do just that.
Really got that nice and cleanly there, Morrison. He did too. He's called for the foul.
Yeah, I think that's third on Glenn, so he's going to be replaced by his brother.
5, Joshua Duac comes in for the Centre of Excellence, first minutes of the game. Still 10 points to lead. This will take it to single figures if Wessels is successful. And he doesn't. Putting pressure high. Aguera and Duac. Brown and Mayfield at the top. Brown looking for some players, some targets. Finds Aaliyah. It's out to Brown again. Mayfield, seconds remaining. Ian Morrison fighting hard under the ring in partnership with Mayfield. Unfortunately doesn't come away with it. Side pass.
Yeah, great hustle by Rain Smith there to keep the ball in play and get it to his teammate, and the gun and the Centre of Excellence cash in again. Yeah,
exactly. Some good play there. Teammates passing to each other, managing to execute. Draws it to within 8. Lear looking to shoot over. Daniels, Wessels up to the task. Pulls in the defensive rebound. On Zuak. 1-2 with Aguera. Stuffs it in.
Yeah, great pass there and a nice finish. Gunner's being tested on offense here. Will's gone a little bit cold to start the half. Glenn's out of the game, so we need to make sure this is where we get some contributors.
And again, just unsuccessful there. Morrison had plenty of Plenty of work to do. Try and make those points. Oh, it was too easy. Second look was too easy. The third look was even easier.
Yeah, absolutely. The Centre of Excellence have picked up the intensity at both ends now, and the Gunners are going to make sure they are able to stem the flow.
Yeah, draw to within 4 points. Certainly working hard. Way short from Keshalia. Mayfield again on the defensive end.
Great hustle by Will and good patience there by Brodie to pull the ball out.
It's off the lip there, back out, they get another look at it. Brown's trying to find some space. Forces that ball into an ankle. CoE run away with it. Big 3-point there from Smith. It's within 1.
Yeah, quick time out there by Pete Herrick. You see the Gunners getting a little bit tired, struggling to get back in defensive transition and end up leaving Rain Smith wide open. And if you do that, it is fraught with danger. Yeah,
absolutely. Well, they've just seen their lead at the half evaporate to within 1 point now. They do lead 49-48 with that timeout, but just under 4 minutes remaining in this quarter. Started early in this quarter. The points were going their right way. They got a couple of stops, but it's been all CoE since.
Yeah, 16-5 this quarter for the Centre of Excellence. They're all coming from easy baskets as well. Getting the ball inside. They've had a few dunks. They've had a few easy little shots around the basket. Again, like we say, that inside play then opens up the outside. We see Rain Smith wide open for a 3, and all of a sudden, their 13-point lead is now back to just 1.
Yeah, exactly. Plenty of work, though, that needs to be done. Pete Herrick, no doubt, has a few ideas on his clipboard there to try and change it around. Got to be fairly adaptable, though, and we've mentioned in weeks gone by, it's a fairly deep bench as well for the Gunners, but taking a key big out of your rotation with some foul trouble certainly doesn't help their cause.
Yeah, absolutely, and Will made a nice 3 to start that half, and Glenn made a nice move inside. And then all of a sudden, when that dries up, they need to find those other contributors. And so far, nobody's stepped up this half. They're looking for they need some scoring from Brodie here to keep the scoreboard ticking along.
The inbound pass for the Gunners. It's Bartholomew's, Mills, Doran, Badalassi, and Ian Morrison on the court for the hometown team. Badalassi setting a decent screen there for Mills. Badalassi finds Morrison inside. 1 minute time remaining on the shot clock. Gets another look at it though. Just unable to let it fall. Good position. Kicks it back out to Mills, inside to Morrison. Morrison again, plenty of attention. Dumps it inside to Bartholomew's. Nice finish. Took a little while for them to find those points.
Yeah, it's good defense from the Centre of Excellence, playing Ian really tough in there. Good cut by Jack to get an easy layup.
Dingett from outside. Off to the left, Badalassi comes away with it off the rebound, gives to Mills. Mills it onto his favourite left hand. Finds Bartholomew's in the corner. Fighting hard underneath the basket. Pietro Badalassi just gives away a few too many centimetres to Lachlan Holbrook. Proctor looks to sink that one just off the lip. There's possession 2, Canberra Gunners. We're in front 51-48. Just need to make sure they get these points and just ease back into their game plan, Andrew.
Yeah, exactly right. And this lineup, they lose some scoring, but at least they're a little bit more poised. So we see Mills go to the basket for and one.
And one makes that. That was a charity stripe as well. Feeling pretty confident, I reckon. The Gunners. It's heartening to see for the Canberra Gunners. It is those veterans that are stepping up and making those cool-headed plays. Mills banks that one. 6 points. Proctor looking to shake Bartholomew's. Finds himself open.
Yeah, nice move there by Proctor, and again that little inside shot inside the paint is what they've been getting all quarter.
Morrison to the top, uses Mills again. Good help both ways. Around the arc, decides to shoot himself. Almost pays off.
Ian picks up the foul coming over the top there. A little bit of confidence there for Mills. Made a nice move to the basket, and now knocking this. Now trying to knock down the three.
Just under 2 minutes remaining in this quarter. 54-50. It's been a pretty good quarter of basketball for both teams. Still plenty of time to adjust if need be. This will be a real shootout heading into that final quarter though, Andrew. I think both teams will be liking their chances.
Yeah, I think the centre of excellence will be relying on the fact they think they can overrun the Gunners in the last quarter with their fitness and athleticism. So we'll see how that goes.
Oh, good intercept there from Duak. Nice stuff. Got to be awake to that.
Yeah, those casual turnovers are what they weren't giving those away in the first half. So the Gunners need to make sure that they cut those out again. And again, we see another turnover. See another dunk.
Another dunk. They're falling into their game plan at the moment. It's all heading the way of the CoE. Mofer draws a foul there. Getting those easy turnovers, those easy baskets, getting the Gunners on the back foot. A couple of times denied. A couple of times they haven't been able to execute their offense. So late in the game and heading into quarter time is certainly playing into their hands at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. You see there a couple of turnovers and heads drop and the bench starts to quieten down a little bit. That's when the centre of excellence get up and going.
Mayfield gets that first one. Gunners trail by 1. This is that second one. Still it is only 1 point the difference, 56-55 to the centre of excellence. Kicked out, Proctor. Finds Olbrich. Just off for Olbrich, but he finds himself in good position to put it back. Getting underneath basket side of Ian Morrison on that occasion.
Yeah, nice job there. The shot didn't look great and he followed and got rewarded.
Nice kicks around to Mayfield. Just cops him a little bit high, that lazy arm as he tried to get past him. Puts the ball firmly in the Gunners' hands with just under a minute in this quarter. Try and draw level. Plenty of time for both teams. Mayfield inside to Badalassi. Nice move. Puts his opponent in the air.
Yeah, nice play there by Gunners. Couple of good screens. Got Pietro wide open. Good poise from Pietro there as well. A little ball fake and open up the lane for him.
Good work here. Could finish in front at the end of this quarter. Mayfield brings it down. Decides to take it on. There's the foul from Olbrich.
A little out of control, but did enough to draw the foul and get to the line. See if he can put the Gunners ahead.
Yeah, nice work. Just under 30 seconds remaining. 2 shots from the line. Pretty happy that they were able to score some points in the late part of that quarter. They scored them nice and easily early, scored them okay at the end, but in the middle there, sort of went the opposition's way. So
yeah, it all dried up a little bit.
Yeah, nice, still in touch though.
See some offense come in now for the last 20 seconds for the centre of excellence with Dyson Daniels and Rain Smith coming back into the game. Sure, we'll be seeing one of those two looking to get the last bucket.
There's the second one. Gunners lead by 1 point, 59-58, 20 seconds remaining. Looking to go into the break in front off the back of this offensive play. Proctor finds himself in a mismatch with Aaliyah. Galloway in and out. It's done well, Aaliyah, to keep that away from Olbrich.
Yeah, nice defensive play to finish the quarter there for the Gunners. Kept the ball out of the hands of Rain Smith and Dyson Daniels and ended up with a contested 3, so that's what they wanted.
Yeah, 59-58 they lead over the centre of excellence. massive quarter on the way. We mentioned it before and we touched on it as well throughout that quarter. They started like the house on fire coming back from the second half. The Gunners tried to extend their lead a little bit, but as we would expect, Centre of Excellence had, lots of different options once they needed to. Came back in, got into a bit of a run and drew it in so close. So it's poised up pretty well, even though it isn't a massive scoring game thus far.
Yeah, as we've said, it's been a game of runs. The Gunners started, game started. Gunners got into a bit of a flow, Centre of Excellence got into a bit of a flow, and then the Gunners sort of took control there for a little while. But we saw there the Centre of Excellence so poised when they need to be, got the ball where they wanted to score from, inside the paint, and sort of took a little bit of control back. But the Gunners sort of wrestled it back, and it's put himself in a good position, to challenge for the, going in a point ahead going into the last quarter, where you want to be.
Yeah, absolutely. Certainly have been working hard at both ends. But the concentration can't lapse at all in the final stanza as we grab some stats here and lead you through our quarter time stats leaders. For the Centre of Excellence, 14 points from Dyson Daniels, the captain, doing extremely well, 6 rebounds throughout the game. In terms of points, he's the only one in double figures, but he's being helped out by Jalen Galloway, who's been doing a good effort in that regard. Over on the Gunners, it is Will Mayfield leading the way with 18 points, ably assisted by Glenn Morrison with 12 and Brody Doran with 10. Certainly more points available there with some scoring options from outside. It'd be nice to see Sean Mills hit a couple more. Will certainly be helpful in our cause with that one. Andrew, as well as Ian Morrison, just a couple more inside points would be really good.
Yeah, I think we'll see Glenn play most of this quarter as long as he stays out of foul trouble, but those guys coming off the bench really have to make sure they step up and contribute.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll need to make sure that they are okay on that foul front. They certainly can't afford to have some of their key starters and key players sitting on the bench for too long against this hot. And we've seen Mercurial, Centre of Excellence team, they can certainly score points quickly as they change through their defensive patterns. Be interesting to see what happens here, though. The Canberra Gunners starting the quarter in possession. Mayfield and Morrison combine straight into the tall timber that is Olbrich.
Yeah, a little defensive breakdown there for the Centre of Excellence, but did a good job to help out and force the ball out of court.
Absolutely. Mayfield finds Badalassi. Badalassi just unable to convert. Decent look there.
Yeah, tough shot at the end by Pietro in amongst the tall timber, but good pass by Will.
Match up pretty well at the moment, the Gunners, with Mills, Badalassi, Mayfield, Morrison and Doran out there. You can see that defensive pressure really clamped down there on the CoE. Mills again at the centre of it. Mayfield causing all sorts of havoc on that defensive end.
Yeah, good defence by the Gunners, getting a hand on the ball and getting after it. Good hustle, but Wessels ended up out of court.
Coming out of the break, the quarter time break, do you think it'd be a case of let's try and get that gap early? Let's try and get those stops early and try and catch us?
I think it's just about controlling the tempo of the game and controlling the runs. They've done a good job when they've been able to get the ball inside, so I want to see them try and get the ball inside to Glenn for some baskets. Then things will open up for them, hopefully.
Okay, good movement at the top. Doran, Badalassi and Mayfield combine. Doran takes it to the basket and gets the foul.
Yeah, nice strong move there by Brody getting into the body of Albrecht there. And we'll get to the line for 2. Gunners have only been to the line 10 times throughout the game, so if they can get to the line a few more times, I think that'll be helpful for them.
Yeah, absolutely. Attack some of those bigs. Make it hard for their centres and power forwards to guard them if they can use their quickness. And the line-up certainly lends itself there as he sinks the second one. Kick out to a 3-point lead. Early in this fourth quarter. Daniels again just shaking his defender. Smith finds Daniels under the left hand, picks it back out. Wessels makes that. Oh no, Albrecht.
Nice job there by Daniels, penetrating.
Shores it up down there, Glenn Morrison. Last week he had the opportunity to shoot, pass, rebound and everything on his back that occasion. Just denied, doing it all again.
Yeah, I don't think Glenn will see come up against too many guys as big as him or bigger.
Yeah.
But Big Harry's got him by a few inches, I think.
So the centre of excellence again going through Daniels. Good effort from Badalassi there, getting in a good position to try and get that steal, but unfortunately just bounces off his hands across the baseline. Centre of excellence back at it. 7 on the shot clock. Inbound pass just doesn't find Wessels. Daniels again showing that hustle on the floor. Good position. Wessels there for that second look. Too easy. Locks it up, 61 apiece.
They forced a long 3. Unfortunately, Glenn was a little bit injured and couldn't quite get to the boards there.
Trailed by 2 now. The Gunners 63 to 61. Mills brings it down court. The drawing at the top. The driver through, spins, half spins. Goes back the other way. After a few hands, it's back in Mayfield's hands. Makes that shot. Fadeaway jumper, nice work.
I like how aggressive they're being here. The Gunners are not bombing away. They're trying to get into the lane, trying to get some points in the paint.
Lone hand down there at the moment, Morrison. Get those rebounds. CoE made it very difficult to get it under the arm and under the wing of the Gunners.
A really good job there by Albrecht. Put up the 3. Realised it wasn't going in. Chased after it, got it out to Daniels, and they made a 3.
There's the Badalassi at the top. Side to Morrison. He's been making those pretty consistently this year. Makes another 2. Trail by 1. Canberra Gunners 65 to 66. Just over 7 minutes remaining.
Nice job there by Glenn's being able to make that shot. And next time I think Harry's going to have to give him a bit more. Going to have to respect that one a little bit more, which will allow Glenn to get to the basket.
Yeah.
Good box out there by Glenn, making Big Harry come over to the top and draw the foul.
Good work. I wouldn't be too happy with that. A couple of times he's just hasn't been able to contain Glenn Morrison. An extra few years of experience and guile on court, proving the difference. A good battle nonetheless of the big men. In this clash, as Mills gets to the top. Brown dumps it inside to Mayfield. Mayfield with a tough shot. Morrison again finds himself a good position. As Wessels denies him on that occasion. Just off there. I think the team really on the ascendancy. They're both still battling away to get a bit of run of points at this point.
Yeah, Will picks up another foul there, reaching in. They really try to make him pay for that. Will, if he hasn't got the foul, they've been trying to get to the basket.
And watched himself a little bit consistent on that reaching foul. Back in the game, dinged it. Finds Aquera. Good work.
Much better job there by the Gunners. Did a great job, especially Will staying in front of Daniels.
Around the Mayfield. Down by Ryan. And again, strong inside by Morrison. He likes his chances against Aquera. It's not the same size and height that he's giving away to Wessels. On a couple of occasions he's taken him on and come away with the goods.
Yeah, much better job there by the Gunners in offense. So in the last few times, Will tried to force things a little bit too much that time. He did a good job of passing it up and passing it into the post. And Glenn got an easy 2 points.
Yeah, exactly. Like he's swinging back the momentum to the Canberra Gunners. They lead 67-66. Plenty of time though left in the game, just over 6 minutes. While we take a time out, we'd like to take a time out as well to thank our sponsors, including Spalding, naming rights sponsor and official ball partner for the 2021 Spalding Waratah League. They certainly do make a great product right across all of their range of balls. Can't play the game without a ball, so make sure you grab a Spalding today. We'd like to thank Athlete, who are the apparel sponsors of the Canberra Gunners and Canberra Nationals, ensuring that they look fantastic each and every time they turn out on court. And we'd also like to thank Club Lime. They're the sponsor of Basketball ACT's elite programs. You can stay fit this winter with Club Lime. You can head to clublime.com.au to find a gym or a gym program that suits you. Lots of great classes across lots of great locations. If you're watching from interstate, well, don't think we've forgotten you, because Club Lime have started to, well, expand well into New South Wales and beyond. So if you're watching it thinking, hey, I want to try something different, try Club Lime. Jump onto their website, clublime.com.au, to find out all the details. Back at it, Andrew, just over 6 minutes, 1 point lead to the Gunners. Very delicately poised. Nobody's really in the ascendancy in this later part of the game, so it's going to go right down to the wire. Been enjoyable though, that's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I think the last 6 minutes will we see who can stay the most poised and get through their offense and play good solid defence.
There's Daniels doing what he does best at the top of the key. Going to be a big influence on how the CoE goes over the remainder of the game.
Yeah, wide open look there for Daniels, and that's been what the Gunners have done really well. They've made sure they contested all those shots, but Daniels got himself wide open. We'll see another turnover there for the Gunners.
Yeah, good defensive effort too from Daniels, doing it at both ends of the court at the moment. Real captain's knock. It's Mayfield on this way and that way. Unable to convert. Made it look easy though. Mayfield looks to repay it in kind. Mills finds Morrison. Mayfield from downtown, just off on that occasion. But Morrison back at it, up and under. It's taken it to the bigs of the CoE, Inokawera and Dingbit. Daniels again. That's Tyrese Proctor, unable to convert. It's okay, this is just what the Gunners want at the moment. A few missed opportunities and scores. Some plenty to look at on that occasion. Alir is wide.
Yeah. A couple of long threes from the Gunners from Will and a catch there. They've done best this quarter when they've gone to Glenn on the inside. It was Wessels off the court. I think that's where they need to go back to.
Ryan in the hands, counting down, managed to get it with just on a second remaining on the shot clock. They take the lead again.
Oh, it hurts a little bit. They saw the Gunners did a good job playing good defence. Ryan got a nice three at the end, and the heads dropped a little bit for the Gunners. They've got to keep playing through this.
Yeah, absolutely. They trail by 3. They go into their focal point of attack over the last little while. And Morrison playing a strong hand inside. Looks like they're looking at bringing Wessels back in as well. Try and negate that. Had him pretty contained early on in the match.
Yeah, this is where Glenn needs to make sure he steps outside and looks at that short corner jumper, and if Harry gives him too much respect, then you go to the basket against him. Nice little indoor inside inbounds play. Gets Mills open, but he couldn't knock it down.
Couldn't knock it down. Found himself in good position though. And to get the stop here, it's Daniels. They're playing pretty well this game for the CoE. One of their bright lights. This is what's to go inside. Good work there.
Yeah, nice move by Wessel, but great defence by Glenn, and good job by a catch to box out and get the ball back for the Gunners.
Goran using the screen set by Morrison. Keshalia found himself up against 3 players, but unable to come away with it. Nakawera, CoE finds Daniels.
Smart play by Daniels there. He saw he had the bigger catch on him and got the offense over the other side, and just couldn't finish off.
Morrison, Doran. outside to Mills. Looked pretty good off the hand there, but just finds the back of the ring. Bounces back out, possession of the CoE. They lead by 3 with just over 2.5 remaining. And come down to a few good decisions in this game. And a bit of execution as well, I think.
They're a bit lucky there. They got Patrick Ryan wide open there, but couldn't knock it down. They're going to see if they can get the ball back inside. This offensive possession, they've bombed away the last few times. Not terrible shots, but they're doing much better when they get the ball inside.
The team on the court now for the final 2 minutes or so of the game with Mills, Mayfield and Brown all combining there. Mayfield looks to take it on, draws the foul. Goes to the line. I think you'll find the next 2 minutes we played at each respective free throw line. Not much gap in between the scores there.
Much better option there for Will. Did a great job of beating his defender and getting to the hoop and drawing the foul.
Quite a game for his high standards, but it's good to see he's getting the ball in his hands when it matters. At the end, one of the key players for the Gunners this year. Both on that occasion. The lead remains 72-69 to the centre of excellence. Proctor's got the ball. Go hard at it. Takes on Morrison, and with the help of Wessels.
Great move there by Proctor. Big Harry was on the ring there to finish it off.
Yeah, 5 points in the lead now, the centre of excellence. They can start breathing a little bit easier. This falls for Mills. Unfortunately, it doesn't.
And we want a timeout here by the Gunners to get things back on track.
Good call there, timeout. Just under 90 seconds remaining. Hometown team trail by 5 points as we head into the last few minutes of this game. Again, it's just making sure that the ball gets in the right hands of the right people at the right time, which is a task in itself, Andrew.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've seen the last few possessions, the centre of excellence do that really well. Will got to the basket really well last time for the Gunners. Millsy took a bit of a weird shot for him. Quick shot, contested shot, not what the Gunners needed at that point. They should need to go back inside to either Will or Glenn. Still plenty of time on the clock, and still plenty of basketball left.
Yeah, absolutely. Good to see it play out right here as part of our 2021 Spalding Waratah League coverage for Basketball ACT. Thanks to Wonky Media doing a fantastic job with the pictures and the sound today. Half as many games, twice as much excitement. Certainly has been a good afternoon here at the home of ACT basketball. The Gunners have certainly brought their A game after last week when they did manage to beat the Sutherland Sharks in good form early this season, playing a team that have just been able to get up and down the court at will almost last week against the Inner West Bulls. Certainly haven't had it their own way. It certainly has been a pretty good test for the Centre of Excellence on court today. Still plenty of time to head down to the wire. Canberra Gunners, they trail 69-74. To change their defensive patterns.
And then put some pressure up the floor here, trying to force some turnovers or force some quick shots to get the ball back for the Gunners.
Yeah, absolutely. Need to make sure that they've covered some of those players. Plenty of points coming from the inside and the outside for the Centre of Excellence throughout the day. It's Daniels again. To drift over, finds some space, finds Proctor. Unable to convert that. Rockawera gets the ball back.
Didn't want to give up an offensive rebound there, the Gunners. Centre of Excellence will run a full shot clock here.
Finds Wessels. Good work, good way to play it out.
Defense scrambling there by the Gunners. They did the right thing.
that ball at the top of the Keelers to drive through. Plenty of coverage though by the CoE. You can smell the victory. I know it's all in their hands to lose now. Just over 30 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I think it's just been that poise down the stretch here. Gunners have taken some quick shots, some tough shots. We just saw Glenn try to shoot over Big Harry again. And then down the other end, the centre of excellence was able to stay composed and found we were able to get a layup. So Will fouls Daniels. Not quite in the penalty yet. That's a foul again.
Let's take some time off the clock, just over 30 seconds. On the game clock, 14 on the shot clock. As Wessels takes a seat. Ball dinged it back in the action. All in the hands of Daniels. Draws the foul. Goes to the line to add a couple more.
Played pretty well. The Gunners fallen apart in the last quarter here a little bit. Only 10 points. Only been able to score 10 points and given up 18. 20 to the centre of excellence. So, they won't be happy with a loss, but as I said, you kind of get an idea of where you are playing against the centre of excellence. And the Gunners have done a pretty good job. If they can play this style of basketball all season, they're going to be very competitive.
Yeah, very much so. They certainly have taken to the much fancied CoE. Glenn Morrison again, getting that loose ball. A big hand in how the Gunners have gone today, Glenn. Just needs a little bit more help on the interior.
Yeah, he's had a tough task coming up against Harry Wessels, who's a big body and a good athlete. So, as I said, he won't come up against too many players that size throughout the season. So I think he's going to have a pretty good season if he continues to go the way he's going. Yeah,
he certainly has played pretty hard. As we count down the final few seconds, it is a 78-69 win to the centre of excellence. Too good on the day over the Canberra Gunners, but as we've been saying, pretty good effort. They led at half-time. They led by a couple heading into quarter time. Both ends of the court, they did pretty well on the defensive end and offensive end. A few things that just didn't go quite all right, but plenty to like about the Gunners' performance, Andrew.
Absolutely. I think they definitely surprised the centre of excellence with the way they played. I think the centre of excellence gave them a bit of a hiding in the pre-season in the hit-out. So I think, they did really well. They controlled the game at times. It was just down the stretch they just didn't have the same. They just didn't make the right decisions that the centre of excellence were able to do. They came up a little bit short, but overall I think it's a pretty good effort.
Yeah, I think so. I think the Centre of Excellence have plenty to work on themselves. Coming off last week and heading into the season, they might have thought that they had this, would have done this easy, but I tell you what, it was those few changes, that extra pressure and those scoring channels that the Gunners were scoring through that they had to work on and look at covering.
Yeah, I think that the defence of the Gunners played a big part in that run they made. They forced the Centre of Excellence into turnovers. They made them rush their shots. It made it really hard for them. But the Centre of Excellence, as I said, stayed composed down the stretch there, knocked down free throws, found some easy baskets, and really changed it up. They were pinging away from outside in the first half, and they changed that up in the second half and found a lot more easy baskets.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll just run through some of the stats of the game for you before we wrap it up here at the Belconnen Basketball Stadium. For the Centre of Excellence, Harry Wessels, he was strong with 12 points in the end and 7 rebounds. But the only other person in double figures and leading the way with a great captain's knock, it was Dyson Daniels, double-double for him. 22 points and 11 rebounds certainly was the focus for a lot of the attack. And, the way it was going in direction of the team for the Centre of Excellence. For the Canberra Gunners, though, it was Will Mayfield again top scoring for the team with 20 points, and again ably assisted by Glenn Morrison. But good for the Canberra Gunners. Brodie Doran again 12 points. He's featured pretty well in the points the last couple of weeks and has certainly become another great option for them with his outside shooting and giving them plenty of different options and looks.
Yeah, he's a great option coming off the bench, Brodie. He's got plenty of experience and he takes good shots. Like we saw him take some, he got wide open. A couple of times he maybe took a shot that was a bit too quick, but we saw down the end there, he was composed, he was poised, used his body to get into the lane and draw some fouls. And yeah, they're going to need that from him all season. They're going to need other guys to step up as well, because Glenn and Will be the main focus. But they're going to need those other guys to step in and get some points. And Millsy will do that occasionally, but it's who else will do it along the way.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. You've joined us. It was short and sharp and sweet compared to last week. We're here for half as much, but I tell you what, it's been twice as exciting. Unfortunately, the hometown Canberra Gunners and the Canberra Nationals have fallen to the Centre of Excellence in two high-quality games today. It's been certainly a couple of entertaining ones. We hope you've been entertained. We hope you have a fantastic Anzac Day long weekend. Monday, again, on behalf of Basketball ACT, we'd like to thank all of those and commemorate all of those that have passed away in the fields of war, that have served the country protecting who we are, and for those that we continue to serve. You party well and you have a good Monday. If you're heading out to any of those events, look after each other out there. Andrew Coulter, great to have you back in the hot seat again behind the microphone. We look forward to having you back very soon, mate. So thanks heaps. Lots planned for your long weekend.
Nice and quiet, hopefully. Fixing up the backyard at home and hopefully not too much else.
Exactly. Well, you enjoy it, mate, and thanks once again for joining us. Davey J saying goodbye. Have a fantastic weekend, and we look forward to your company back here at the Belconnen Basketball Stadium for the next time we are here for the 2021 Spalding Waratah League.